Hi, my name is James Shepard. I've got a little mini series going here on how to sell merchant services. I'm just shooting them all at once and I'm going to put them out throughout the week here. I really want to talk to you today about the only number that matters when you're selling merchant services or credit card processing. And it's an interesting number. It's one that I came up with a long time ago. I've used it to manage multiple teams in the industry, to manage myself in the industry. And it's just a really, really good metric for you to use. So, one of the problems is that you have all these different prospecting methods. You've got maybe some leads coming in, some referrals. You've got, phone appointments. You've got somebody else calling for you. You're doing door to door. How do you measure your progress and your success? So I came up with a kind of a terminology that I like to use. I call it a new database contact or a new qualified contact. And I'm looking over here at a workbook that I have that I created a while back that I'm going through. And it's really interesting. I have in here the 3 qualifications for a qualified or what I call a database contact. And so the reason I call it a database contact is because this means I'm adding them to my database. If I add somebody to my database, it means that I want to keep track of them. So the way I look at this is I look at it as how many new database contacts did I add every day. The way I look at it is everything else sort of takes care of itself. If you're a good sales rep, and you have a good prospect, you're going to close it. Like you're going to do your follow-ups. Most of that stuff takes care of itself. But the one number that really matters is the number of new qualified contacts every week, every day, every hour that you're adding into your system. So let me give you the 3 qualifications real quick for a new database contact or a new qualified contact. Number 1, you've spoken with the decision maker face to face. You've spoken with the decision maker face to face. I don't care how good your phone call went, okay? It's not a qualified contact until you meet with the decision maker face to face. That's when you're going to get a really good read and figure out, am I really going to be able to sell this person, okay? Number 2, the decision maker has shared key information with you, such as their current processing relationship, their total volume. So if you're like friends, if you use instantquotetool.com, this is a really good way to measure it. If you go to instantquotetool.com, sign up for a free trial, when you create a new statement, it's going to ask for just some basic information. It's going to ask you for the total processing volume, how much of it was Amex and PIN debit, okay, which they may or may not know, the average ticket size, okay, and the total fees. If you've gotten that much information from the merchant, that means 2 things. Number 1, it means you've probably been able to give them a proposal if you're using instantquotetool.com. Even if they didn't show you a statement, you're able to give them a proposal based on our algorithm that's going to show, hey, here's your approximate savings based on our tool and the other, the database we have of similar business types. So you've been able to give them a proposal, and it shows that they trust you enough to want to move forward because they've shared information with you, right? The 3rd qualification is that the decision maker has agreed to a next action step, okay? A qualified contact is somebody who said, I'm interested, here's some information for you, and yes, I'm willing to talk with you next Tuesday. Yes, I'm willing to provide you with my statement so we can check these numbers next week, tomorrow, whatever. Yes, I'm willing to move forward. It's somebody who's agreed to a next action step. So let me encourage you today to do something. Start tracking this. You could carry I used to carry a 3x5 card in my pocket. Oh, James, I develop, technology solutions. Yeah, and guess how I tracked this stuff when I was actually out in the field. 3x5 card, why? Because it's just easy. I just wanted to track. And again, yes, I have all my CRM and all that kind of stuff, but I just wanted to track. I would go and talk every time I met with somebody face to face. Is that a new qualified contact? They've never been a qualified contact before. I'm adding them to my system because they seem, relatively interested. I met with them face to face. They shared some information with me, which is good. I needed that. I gave them, maybe a quote from the Instant Quote tool. And on top of that, they agreed to a next action step, whether that's a follow-up or phone call, whatever it is. They agreed that I could take some form of action. So start tracking that number and start trying to increase that number every single week and watch your sales go through the roof. My name is James Shepard, talking about how to sell merchant services. Have a great day.